Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day so far. My name is Andrew Heischman. I'm the lead forecaster here in WW16. So, for today's video, we're going to take a look at the radar. We're going to see what's going on across the nation. We'll take a look at the models, temperature, and the precipitation side of things. We'll take a look at the Storm Prediction Center in terms of thunderstorms. We're not going to take a look at the Hurricane Center because, honestly, guys, there's really not much going on in terms of the tropics. They've been kind of dead lately, but if something does come up, I will definitely include it in our next videos. So we're not going to take a look at the National Hurricane Center. However, we will take a look at the Climate Prediction Center, and we'll see what's going on, in terms of the future weather down the line. And then we'll take a look at the National Weather Service hazards, so basically your warnings, watches, and advisories. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get on into it. Alrighty, guys, so for today's question of the day, I am wondering, what is your earliest memory that you remember? Leave it down in the comments below, and I just might heart your comment. But anyways, guys, if you do enjoy it, make sure you leave a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. You guys are honestly amazing, and we just reached 50 subscribers yesterday, so honestly, guys, thank you all so much. It's greatly appreciated. You guys are amazing. But anyways, guys, I don't want to hold too much of your time. Let's go ahead and get on into the video. Alrighty, guys, so we're taking a look here at the radar side of thing across the nation. We're not going to spend too much time on this. However, I kind of want to briefly touch the topic. We do have some precipitation that's moving its way across bits of the western country. We did have some of that rain that moved into Washington, which, obviously they did not need any more rain because they've been dealing with a lot of it. But we have some snow showers occurring across bits of western Montana. We do have a bit of shower activity across bits of northeastern Oregon, which was actually that same system that impacted Washington State. There is still some rain occurring across bits of southeastern parts of Washington State as well. Now, here's the thing. We do have some more precipitation occurring across bits of northern Utah and southeastern parts of Idaho, where a few snow showers might kick in as well. Now, it does look like we do have some snow showers occurring across bits of western Colorado, moving into parts of the central state. Do have some that's moving into South Dakota as well. Now, here's the thing. We do have a relatively nice set of snow across bits of southern Canada here, moving into Ontario. So, maybe a little bit of snow accumulation cannot be ruled out across those areas in southern Canada. So here's where things get interesting. Across the northeast, we have, several instances of scattered snow showers across, bits of northern Pennsylvania stretching all the way up into Maine, as we can see here. These are a mixture of rain and snow showers occurring across the area. So, you might see a few flurries, if not a few, decent amount of snow showers, on and off across those regions. So that's basically what we're dealing with in terms of the radar side of things. Now let's go ahead and take a look here at the models, and let's see what we're dealing with in terms of that. Alrighty, guys, so we're taking a look here at the GFS model in terms of thing. This is your American model. So we're taking a look at the temperature side. We have had that cold front that pretty much moved this way across bits of the United States that has delivered some rain, for bits of us across the nation. Now, here's the thing. I kind of wanted to touch a few topics in terms of these models for today. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So further down the line, we do get high pressure that does build across bits of the eastern country, in which we're actually dealing with right now. And, I'll actually briefly touch that in a minute whenever we take a look at the precipitation type and everything. But further down the line, here's where things get interesting. So we get all this polar air, all this Arctic air that starts to inject itself into the country based off of another system. Now, here's the thing, guys. Take a look at this. Now, this is not for this model alone, in which I wanted to go over. This model is showing the potential for, temperatures in the single digits across bits of the upper country. So here's the thing. This is not just based off of one model. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the previous model that GFS has ran before this, and let's see what we're dealing with there. So, the same thing does occur. We do get all this, all this cold air that starts to drive its way into the country. Note, this was from not this model we just looked at. This is from the last model. Same thing. This is showing the single digits. So honestly, guys, there is a bit of support showing that we could potentially see some single digits with this Arctic blast across bits of, pretty much northeastern North Dakota, as well as bits of, Minnesota as well. Now, I want to do something else, just to kind of put the nail in the coffin here. I kind of want to take a look here at the ECMWF model. This is your European model as well. Now, let's go ahead and take a look here and see what this has to say. So the same thing, both these models do agree that we will start to see this Arctic air move across the region. So 2 out of 2 models do say that. But here's where things really get interesting. This is your ECMWF model. This one also shows the temperatures across northeastern North Dakota getting in the single digits. And honestly, that's kind of crazy, guys, because that's really, really cold temperatures associated with this Arctic blast. Now, I'm going to look at something I have not looked at yet. We'll go ahead and take a look at the GDPS model. This is your Canadian model. I kind of want to see what this model has to say in terms of the Arctic blast. Okay, now this one's showing a lot different story. This one's actually showing it getting in the negatives. So guys, honestly, regardless of what all these models are saying, they're saying that we're expected to get some really, really cold temperatures across bits of the northern country, potentially in the single digits, and maybe some instances near negatives. So that's just something we're going to have to monitor over the next few days. All three of the models do support it. Some back runs even support it as well. So there's a lot of agreement that this will occur. So this is definitely something we need to monitor over the next several days. Honestly, that's kind of interesting, in which that is really, really cold. Really, really cold temperatures. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the precipitation type. We'll go ahead and see what we're dealing with, in terms of that. So we have had some high pressure basically build its way across the eastern part of the country. That we do kind of move further in time here. And here's where things kind of get interesting. So we do get this colder air that starts to back into the country, as we've seen there, with potentially some negatives, across the area. We will see another, area of low pressure that kind of develops across bits of the, pretty much the southern Canada region. This will actually drive some precipitation, another cold front across bits of the, pretty much the southern Great Plains, moving all the way up into the Ohio Valley, eventually stretching to the southeast and up into the northeast as well, and then further backing in those colder airs. Now, that's basically what we're dealing with in terms of that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the NAM model. And let's see, this is your North American model. This is kind of a higher resolution model, basically in terms of things. So further down the line, we do have this high pressure that's pretty much building across the eastern country, leading to some pretty nice conditions. And then further down the line, this model does show all that colder temperature starting to move its way in as well, with all that precipitation occurring across bits of the Ohio Valley moving into the northeast. Kind of lacking a little bit more precipitation across the southeast as, compared to what the GFS was saying. But, we are starting to see some instances of pretty heavy snowfall across bits of southern Canada. Now, we might see some snow going across bits of, Minnesota leading into, Wisconsin, eventually into maybe Michigan. We might have some snow showers occurring across bits of the northeast as well, according to what these models have to say. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about in terms of the models. Now let's go and take a look here at the Storm Prediction Center, and let's see what we're dealing with in terms of the thunderstorm forecast. Alrighty guys, so we're taking a look here at the day 1 convective outlook. This is basically your thunderstorm forecast for today. We do have one area of generalized thunderstorms basically across bits of southern Florida. Just something that your average thunderstorms are expected or are possible to occur across bits of southern Florida. Around this time of the year, thunderstorms in general have kind of died out. We're not really in a thunderstorm season. However, Florida, if you know Florida, it can definitely do some, thunderstorms across pretty much at any time of the year. So we do have a generalized thunderstorm risk across bits of southern Florida, just showing that your average thunderstorms, not necessarily severe, can occur. Now, let's go and move on to the day 2 convective outlook. This is basically for tomorrow, being Saturday. We do have another generalized thunderstorm risk basically across bits of central and southern bits of Florida. Like I said, Florida can definitely do some crazy weather, and if you guys do live in Florida, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But we do see, we do start to see some, more generalized thunderstorm risk, stretching from bits of central into southern parts of Florida, just showing that your average thunderstorms are expected across the area. Now, we go ahead and move on to the day 3 convective outlook. Here's where things get a little bit more interesting. We do have 3 areas of generalized thunderstorms, basically across bits of southeastern parts of Texas, moving into western Louisiana, bits of central and southern Florida, again, kind of a shocker, huh? And then we move into bits of the mid-Atlantic coast, basically across bits of the coast of North Carolina, with that generalized thunderstorms being possible, just showing that your average thunderstorms might occur, but not necessarily meeting the severe criteria. So kind of keep an eye out for that. We'll continue to cover this over the next few days. Now, let's go and take a look at the Climate Prediction Center, and let's see what we're dealing with in terms of that. Alrighty guys, so we're taking a look here at the Climate Prediction Center side of things. I kind of wanted to touch on this subject because, we've been taking a look at those models, and they've been showing some pretty interesting things occurring further down the line. Now, this is for days 6 through 10. This is November 24th through November 28th. This is for both your temperature and your precipitation outlook, according to the Climate Prediction Center. Now, here's where things get interesting. Across the eastern parts of the country, we are expecting relatively below average temperatures with that Arctic blast we are expected to see further down the line. Now, we are expecting the total opposite to occur on the western side of the country with, relatively above average temperatures for this time of the year, to occur, pretty much across the western parts of the country. Now, we move on to the precipitation side of things. We are expecting relatively above average, precipitation for bits of the southern country, from the southern Great Plains all the way up towards the mid-Atlantic coast, or up into the mid-Atlantic, I should say. Now, we do have 2 areas of below average precipitation expected across bits of the western country, building into the upper Midwest, with near normal conditions across areas such as Montana, kind of this sliver of gray, stretching all the way up to the northeast. Now, we do have 2 more areas of above average precipitation expected across the upper Northwest, as well as pretty much northern Maine. So that's what we're dealing with in terms of the Climate Prediction Center. I kind of wanted to touch topic on that. So let's go and take a look here at the National Weather Service hazards, and let's see what we're dealing with across the nation. Alright guys, so we're taking a look here at the National Weather Service hazards across the nation. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the non-precipitation side of things. We had a lot of red flag warnings yesterday if we looked at, yesterday's video. However, a lot of those have gone away, but we still have 2 counties in the red flag warning across bits of Colorado, central and pretty much southern parts of Colorado here in these kind of pink shaded areas. Like I said, this is just to alert your firefighters that fire weather might be possible, just to kind of get them to, in standby as some wildfires might break out. Now, we do have some wind advisories basically across bits of, near central parts of Kansas, just showing that gusty winds are expected to occur. And like I said, I would recommend, bringing in all those loose objects that are outside so that they don't get blown away in the wind. But yeah, so wind advisories are in effect across bits of central and southern parts of Kansas. Now, we do have some high wind warnings in effect across bits of southeastern parts of Wyoming here, and this kind of tannish color, basically showing that heavy winds are expected. And you guys should take action in terms of that, as really, really heavy winds are expected to occur. Now, that's what we're dealing with in terms of the non-precipitation side of things. Now, in terms of the winter things, we do actually have winter weather advisories across bits of northern Idaho, as well as bits of western Montana, and another winter weather advisory across bits of western Wyoming as well, just showing that winter weather is expected. You could see some impacts in terms of this winter weather further down the line. Now, I forgot to mention, we do actually have a dense fog advisory across bits of the central parts of California, just showing that, difficulties with travels due to poor visibilities is expected across those regions. So, anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. You guys are honestly amazing, and I, cannot thank you guys enough for all the support you have given me. Like I said, we've reached 50 subscribers, which is honestly really, really crazy. So, thank you guys so much for all the support. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful day today, and I'll catch you all in the next video.